Hi, I am going to turn these skeins into a free pattern. The skein is from Arcane Fiberworks. They gifted me these skeins, and it's let your dreams blossom. They are so cute. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn that into a top with one. I have a sketch here, one strap top like this. Might be wondering why I'm wearing a top with a coffee stain on it, and that's just because I'm lazy. I don't wanna change, I don't want to clean, and this is the perfect length for what I want for my top. It's cropped, but yeah, I like the length, you know. Let's get started. This pattern is going to be made to measure. However, I'm using a DK weight yarn, and I'm going to use a 4.5 hook, and I'm going to show you how to start. You are doing a foundation chain that's going to be as long as you want it to be, but I'm going to show you how you start the foundation chain. You do 2 chains on your hook, you yarn over, you insert the hook, you pick up the yarn, and now I have 3 loops on my hook. I yarn over, and I'm going to 2 loops, 1 and 2. I now have 2 loops on my hook, so I'm yarning over, and I'm going through 2 loops again. And now I yarn over, I go into the little V here, now I have 3 loops again. I have another video showing how I do my foundation half double crochet, so if you want to see more, go check that out. I now have a chain long enough for me, and what I did is we are starting with the underarm here, so I use the top that I'm wearing as my guideline, and what I do is I have a seam here. So I'm placing this here, and then I don't pull, just let it drop, and I am pleased with the size, so I'm going to continue. So that's how you measure out the first foundation half double crochet chain. To start, we turn and we chain 3. And then we are making double crochet in the back loop only. And I am going to increase straight away here. So I'm doing 2 in the first stitch. That's 1 increase. And now I'm doing double crochet back loop only all the way down. You think that this would be my last stitch, but I like to include this stitch. So I'm doing a stitch in this chain or hole here because it will look better in the end. I will have a more straight end there. Now I did double crochet back loop only all the way down. Now I turn. I chain 2, no, I chain 3, sorry, and I'm doing double crochet both loops. So this pattern will exist. I don't know how to, that's not how you say it. This pattern will be these 2 rows. When you are going down, you are doing double crochet back, oh, I lost it. Double crochet back loop only down. And when you are going up, you are doing double crochet both loops. So it's every other row, and it's going to give it a really good texture. And you increase here on the top always. So where the tail is, that's the down, and I'm gonna place a stitch marker here, and that's the top. And you always increase on the last stitch on the top on both rows. So going down you start with an increase, and going up you end with an increase. So I'm gonna work this back and forth a little bit with increase, and I am going to show you how I measured it out and what we are going to do after that when I'm done with it. So I have now made a few rows, and I'm going to measure it out on me. On my top, my middle is here, but I'm not going to measure from the middle. I'm going a bit further the middle. That's because I always think it's easier to do the underarm part when the front part is done. So I'm taking it a few inches from the middle, and now my top is, I'm gonna come closer, is curving here. This is the middle, and this is where the arm is going up. So I am now going to make a foundation chain long enough to come up to here. Here is a really good part to see where the middle is. So I'm going to do a foundation chain long enough to reach the middle. And this is how you start to do your, I'm often calling this the strap up foundation chain. So this is how you do it. This was my last stitch, the increased stitch going up. So I yarn over, and I'm inserting my hook in that same stitch where I already have 2 stitches. And I'm picking up the yarn. And then I'm yarning over, and I'm inserting the hook in the V here. And then you just continue on up as many stitches as the pattern says, or as many stitches as you need for your body. And it starts to look like this, and it's giving it a nice curve up here. So I finished my foundation chain, and what I'm gonna do when I measure it is I'm again going with the middle here. I always use my clothes as the guideline. It's a good tip from me to you. And I place it there, and I can see that it's going good against the guideline that I'm working with here. And as you can see, this is the middle, so the underarm part is done later. And now it looks like this on me. Now we have done this part, and the part going up to it that I am not, it doesn't show in this picture, but now we are going to crochet the strap. And you can make this as wide, or you can make it smaller, big, I don't know, it's up to you, but I'm going to show you now how we continue on. So we are crocheting this part now, and what you do when you are finished with your foundation chain is that we turn, and then we chain 3 or as many chains as for your pattern. And it's important to see where you are going down, so because as it is a foundation chain, it's easy to go into these stitches as well, but that would give you going back on the back side. So we chain 3, and then we are going down here, and as before, going down means double crochet back loop only, and when we are going up means double crochet both loops. There is no increases in this strap part, so just go back and forth, and I'm going to show you when I'm done with mine and how I measured it out. I am now done with my strap. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straps. No, 6 rows in my straps. As I said, you can make it wider or narrower if you want it to be like that. I did this so that you could get a sense of how it's going to look, since I'm not gonna have a strap here. But this is so far, and it's important that when you end your strap, you are ending on the row going down. Okay, so once you're finished with your strap, it is time to do 2 rows of decreases as I have done here. And I'm going to show you how to decide where the decrease is. So I have now done 2 decreased rows here for my bust, and I'm going to show you how you know how far up on the strap to go. This side needs to be as many stitches as this side, because this top is crocheted in one piece and is going to be sewn together with this side, so it needs to have the same amount of stitches on both sides. So what you do is you count your foundation chain, and I have 35, so 35. So what you do is you take 35, and since I want you to do 2 decreased rows, you take 35 plus 2, because these 2 rows is going to be decreased by 1 each row, so that would be 2. So what I then have is 37. So what you do is you take your number plus 2, and that is the amount of stitches that you are going up. So what you do is you place a stitch marker in stitch 37, and you crochet regular double crochet until you have 1 stitch left until the stitch marker, meaning that you have 35 stitches up, and then you decrease by 2. So that means that you are decreasing the stitch 36 and 37 together, and then you are turning and you decrease now 2 stitches again, and that will land you on 35, or the amount that you have. I'm going to show you how I do my decreases. 1 stitch until the stitch marker. So I'm removing that. I'm yarning over. I'm going into 1 stitch, and then I go through 2 loops, I yarn over and I go into the other stitch. I go through 2 loops. Now I'm closing by yarning over and close. So now we have made 2 stitches into 1, and we are turning. I'm only going to chain 2 because I want it a little bit firm, but this is only for this part. And then I'm going into the back loop and doing the same thing by like that, and then going into the other stitch, the back loop only. So this is basically a, a double crochet decrease, and now I'm closing, and now I'm going to continue on crocheting my way down, all the stitches down. And what this is going to do is we're going to create this curve. So as you can see, I have crocheted a lot, and I've been doing up down, and I am going to continue this so that it goes all the way around to this side. So just keep on crocheting like you are until you have a top that goes all the way around your body. No, I'm kidding, because we need to do the strap here. I'm sorry. Crochet until yeah, I'm gonna show you when I'm there. So crochet like this until I say so. So as I said, now we're gonna see if it's time to do the second strap, and I thought this was the easiest way to measure it, because it's pretty hard to measure on the back. So what I do is I take the strap on the back instead, and then I place the body around me. And of course it would be easier if you have someone helping you. I don't have that at the moment, but this is how I'm measuring it. I'm placing the strap here with against my strap from the top that I'm wearing, and then I'm placing this forward, and you can, as you can see, it's time, it meets here. I'm seeing that my strap starts here, and that would be there, and I want mine to be a little tight, so I'm pulling it a little bit. Don't pull too much, and it has to be laid in the right place, of course, here on the back. And I'm pulling a little bit because I want it a little bit tighter. And now I know it's time to do the strap up. And you do this strap up the same way that you did in the front. You go in the stitch here. So you go into the stitch, the last stitch before the straps, and make that double crochet increase, like so. And then you do as you did with the first strap, you go into the same stitch, and we do our half double crochet strap up. And you are going to do you count your strap that you already have, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 I have 19 on my strap up part, and you take plus 2, 19, so I have 21 strap up parts. You take plus 2 since you decreased here on the way going when you did the body part. So take the amount that you have plus your decrease rows, and that's your strap. I changed my mind since I made 2 DC in 1 stitch. You are doing your amount of stitches in the previous straps plus 1, so I'm doing 20. And then what you do is you can just measure it on here. I folded it over to see that it really matches and looks good. And I think that it does, like this. Yeah, you can always check. And since I made 6 rows in my straps, I am doing 6 rows in this strap, and I come back when I'm finished with the strap. So do as many rows as you did on your first strap. I am now done with the strap, and I crocheted my way up. I now have 35 stitches up, as I should have, so that it will match with the other side here. And as you can see, it's also matching with before I made the strap. So I have 35 double crochet, and then I make a double crochet together. And I'm closing. Now I'm turning and I'm making 2 chains, even though it's double crochet, and then 2 double crochets together again. So that will end me on 35 stitches again. And I'm crocheting all the way down in the back loop, and then all the way up in both loops, and I am going to go back and forth until I have enough rows so that I'm finished with this top and I can get it around my entire body. And I'm going to show you how it looks when it's finished. My top is now finished. I sew my straps together because it was easier to measure it out on me. And I'm going to sew these together. As you can see, I didn't do much rows here because I didn't need to. But I'm gonna sew this, I'm gonna put it on, and then I'm gonna pose again for you. So I'm finished. I am super pleased. I think it looks amazing. Yeah, I'm super happy. It turned out exactly the way I wanted it to. Kind of turned out the way I draw it. So my anticipations were met. When I saw this, I used the mattress stitch, and I do have a video on my YouTube channel where I show how to do that. It's shown here, but you can't see where. Neither can I, because that stitch is amazing. So go check that out. And I hope you like it. I hope you will use it. In the beginning I had 4 skeins. I used up 1 entire, and this is what I have left from the second one. So, and I'm about the medium large. I want to say medium, but I don't think that anymore. But it's cropped, so if you wanted yeah, you can figure out how much yarn you are going to need, I think. But I will definitely recommend Arcane Fiberworks. Very nice color, super soft, works like a charm. Love working with it, and hope you will enjoy doing this top. And if you are, please tag me, send me pictures. I don't know what to call it. One shoulder top. I'm gonna write in the description what you can tag this with, so that I can see your top if you're making it. I hope you will, and kisses.